Put a finger down if you've been called a racial slur. Put a finger down if you've been followed in a store unnecessarily. Put a finger down if somebody has crossed the street to avoid passing you or your spouse. Put a finger down if you have been accused of not being able to afford something expensive. Put a finger down if you have ever had fear in your heart when being stopped by the police. Put a finger down if you have never been given a pass on a citation that you deserve. Put a finger down if you have been told you speak so well or articulate in a work setting. Put a finger down if you or your spouse have been stopped or retained by the police for no reason. Put a finger down if you have been bullied solely because of your race. Put a finger down because you've been denied service because of the color of your skin. Put a finger down if you have fear for family members because of their race. Put a finger down if you had to teach your child how not to get killed by the police. I see you have one finger up, Tamala. If there's fingers left, that's an example of what privilege looks like.
Well, I think as a company, I think you've heard all of us today talk about the direction we're going. Tamala talked about it just 2 questions ago about a very strongly and intentional direction that we're taking with diversity and inclusion within our management ranks.
You think about our commitments and values, it says we want to put our people first. That's a commitment, and it means all people, right? Not just we want to develop some people, we want to develop all people. And the processes and procedures and our approach that we're putting in place will really lend itself to that.
While someone like me doesn't feel like they've ever promoted this, the fact that I may have been silent at times is not the right thing to do. We have to stand up and speak out because silence, if you watch what's happening on TV and what's happened over the last handful of days, it's partly, this can be rectified by people speaking up.
I think that when you connect with your coworkers, it's often about getting through a list of to-do items or managing the workday. And what we have to recognize is that we often need from each other a softer side of the work relationship. And that means that we have to connect in matters of the heart as well as matters of the head.
As uncomfortable as it may be to engage on the topic of conversation, we have to engage. We have to ask maybe the uncomfortable questions. We have to get comfortable having some of these conversations. And when we do engage, and by the way, not just engage at the top of the media cycle, because we all know what's going to happen with the media. The media is going to move on to the next big sensational thing in 2 or 3 weeks' time. But it's important for us as leaders, frankly, as employees in this company, to make this dialogue continue in perpetuity.
It's not a black or a white thing. It's an us thing against racism. And that's really what's kind of inside me and how I want to move forward as a leader and as a human.
We're seeking to understand, and I think we're coming together. I think it's fair to say we probably have more things in common than we don't, but there's still a lot of opportunity, and understanding what the issues are, openly talking and doing what Davina said, know better, do better, and make it a matter of the heart. And I think that's what we're doing right now.
I'm raising a son and a daughter. I have nephews, I have siblings, and I'm a leader of this great company. And if I don't speak out against injustice, against people, my people, who is going to?